What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new series.
Correct your trajectory.
Whoa! So, today we are beginning a brand new series here on the channel. This is the Planet Crafter. So, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have been giving, not only me as a content creator, a small content creator, but also the community as a whole with the Minecraft series that we've been doing, as well as any of the new videos that we pop out. So I wanted to try something new, though, because I feel like this is pretty much the best case scenario. So take a look. Welcome to your assigned planet. Your mission is to advance the terraformation process of this world. You'll need to generate O2, heat, and pressure. First, reach 175 Ti, or 175,000 Ti, and create a blue atmosphere. That's going to be a lot easier said than done. So let's go ahead and grab some food and water out of here and take a look at what we're going to need for this. So we need to create a T1 backpack, which is going to be 2 iron. So let's go ahead and go out here. If you can see in the bottom left corner, we have 3 gauges, one for food or the health, one for water, and one for O2. So first thing we're going to have to do here is collect and gather as much resources as possible to be able to build out our future, base and all that good stuff. Oh, and in the top right corner, you'll see transformation or terraformation index 0 Ti. That, of course, will start going up once we start building out some pressure and everything, and pressure, heat, and oxygen, but we'll get to that here shortly. So let's create a T1 oxygen tank, which is 2 cobalt, iron, and magnesium. So we'll talk about the ice here in a second. So let's grab 2 cobalt, iron. Let's grab some titanium while we're here. And then, of course, some magnesium, which is going to be this stuff right here. Nope, that's iron. I'll find some magnesium eventually. I have faith. I believe. Conveniently, this is actually the hardest. There we go. There's some magnesium right there. And while we're over here and I see it, I will grab the silicon and, of course, head back. And you'll see it will start notifying you whenever your oxygen levels do get low, which is fine. Oxygen level critical. There we go. Cool. So now we can create ourselves a T1 oxygen tank. So there's a couple differences I want to point out. So you have a oxygen tank, the T1 oxygen tank, as well as an oxygen capsule. So the oxygen capsule is what you can utilize to be able to replenish your oxygen on the go. The oxygen tank is what you need to increase your overall oxygen capacity. Next up, we're going to need a microchip, which is, let's do the construction one first, which is this one, which is 2 silicon and 2 magnesium. Of course, it's going to be magnesium, the one that I'm struggling to find the most of right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and just look around and see if we can find some more silicon and magnesium. There's some magnesium right here. And I did mention that I was going to talk about ice a little bit later, but I'll go ahead and talk about it now while we are looking around for our resources. So ice is going to be something that is going to be very useful early on, up until we get to a point to where we can begin collecting rainwater or collecting water from the atmosphere. But we also need it for some of the buildings as well. But I do want to mention that ice will inevitably disappear over time in most of the regions, just because of the fact that the heat is going up. So let's create our construction microchip real quick. That's going to plop it right there. Then we're going to create our destruction one, which is, or deconstruction, which is silicon and magnesium, which there's some silicon right here. And then maybe some magnesium over here. There is a chest over there. I will go grab it here momentarily, which we probably should just go look in it because I feel like I might be able to find some magnesium in there before I find it on the ground. For some odd reason, this is actually kind of interesting that I'm not finding as much magnesium. On my other playthrough, I have a ridiculous amount of magnesium. We'll come back for the rest later. I just want the magnesium for the construction piece. In my other playthrough, I have more magnesium in this level than I do most of the other resources. So anyway, so a couple things you'll notice in the top left corner. There are a couple pieces that we need to kind of focus towards. Crafting a living apartment, crafting a living compartment door, crafting a T1 drill, crafting a wind turbine, and then crafting the screen for terraformation. So I'm not going to keep my base down here. I'm actually going to move my main base up here because of something that happens down here in the near future, which I will get to kind of explaining here in a little bit whenever we actually get up here to create our base. Once we create our base, I will come back down here and grab some more of that stuff out of the chests. But we do need to start creating storage containers as well. So creating multiple of these... we need titanium, actually. Creating multiple of these living compartments is going to be extremely useful because it'll, you can see we have a lot of magnesium right here, actually. It'll be very useful early on because it'll allow us to store more in them, but it will probably pose a little bit of a problem later on down the road. We just have to be mindful of what we're doing. So let's go ahead and craft ourselves a living compartment. We're going to plop this living compartment down right here, and then we can craft our door. And then, of course, we can go in here, and that will replenish our oxygen. So next one we're going to create is the, let's create the windmill next, which is just going to be iron, which is going to provide us with some basic power, energy, I should say. So once we do that, now we can craft a crafter, so we don't actually have to go back down to that little pod down there just to craft. We will go back down there here in a little bit to grab more food, but I'm going to expand the base out a little bit before I do that, so I can do a little bit more with our, stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so now we need a T1 drill. T1 drill requires titanium and iron, and I'm going to plop this bad boy down right here. And now you'll notice once we have the drill up, it will start increasing the terraformation index in the top right corner, which is beneficial because that is something that we will absolutely need for a lot of reasons. And you can see we have 3 screens we have to craft, and then a T1 heater and T1 veggie tube, which is, we'll get to those here in a second. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to craft a couple storage containers. I'm going to craft you right there. Nope, I don't want you right there. I want you right there, and then I'll create one more. Oh, I don't know why it does that, and then boom. Sweet. So that will actually allow us the chance to be able to, store stuff pretty quickly. So we are getting a little bit of a storm here. Pretty simple one. I mean, just, So yeah, a couple things about the gauges in the bottom left. One of the things that I would recommend if you're starting this game off from scratch is wait until your water is like halfway or below halfway before you actually drink out of your, drink water. That is because water will typically fill you up quite a bit whenever you actually drink out of the bottle. So if you're just constantly drinking to keep yourself replenished and fill with water, it'll be a little problematic because you won't actually, you're just basically wasting the water. So as you can see, it fully quenches your thirst. So you could pretty much go all the way down to the very end. So we're going to go ahead and deconstruct this. I can't deconstruct this just yet. I think I need a tier 2, and then I can't deconstruct anything else in here either. So now let's take a gander. We have some space food, some lerma, and I'm going to grab some ice and some cobalt. Obviously, there is a lot that we got to do here. Grab some iron as well. We're going to expand out our base a little bit so that we can get a little more space to be able to work with here in the upcoming next couple of, I guess, in-game days. I don't really know how else to explain it, but we'll come back down a little bit later on to deal with these chests right here. But let's go ahead and get some of these other crafting requirements or requests out of the way so that we can complete the first steps and begin our process towards the terraformation of the planet. So a couple other things about this game is it is a game on Steam. It is, I think it's like about $25 to $30. Not entire. I can't remember how much I actually paid for it, but it's not that expensive, and it just released in 1.0, which is basically full release of some sort. And conveniently, it is multiplayer. So if you mostly just want to play this game with others, absolutely recommend it. It's a really fun game. It can be very addictive at times. So just be mindful when you're playing. You might waste or spend a lot of hours playing it. So just be mindful. Okay. Now the next thing that I'm going to have to craft is a exoskeleton, a T1 exoskeleton, and I'll kind of show you why. You see we only have 4 spots. This will change that. So let's go grab some titanium, silicon, and magnesium. Let's see. We got some magnesium right here. I'm going to throw the cobalt, food, and ice in here, as well as a lerman seed, which lerman seeds are very important. Don't let it fool you. I think it's a titanium, iron, and magnesium, right? Titanium, silicon, and magnesium. Yes, yes, yes. Silicon, titanium, magnesium is in my inventory. So that'll let us create, or that'll basically give us a little bit more space for the, well, for everything else. See, now we have more space. So let's go ahead and order that, organize that a little bit. And now we can do a couple of these other crafting recipes, which is we need the vegetube, which is iron, ice, and magnesium, and the heater, which is iridium, iron, and silicon. So let's go ahead and craft this vegetube real quick, which is iron, ice, and magnesium. So got some ice right here, got some magnesium over here, and some iron right there. Beautiful. Easy peasy. So basically, the idea of this game is pretty much you're sent down to a planet and you're supposed to pretty much just terraform this planet back to, or not back to, but to a livable atmosphere. And it can definitely be a little, I'm not going to say overwhelming, but it can definitely be kind of annoying. So now you'll notice we are out of power. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. This vegetube takes 0.35 per second. So how do we fix that? Well, that is honestly pretty simple to do. We just need to expand our power solution. So let's go ahead and go out here and find some more iron. I'm well aware that I don't have any power. Leave me alone. I'm working on it. And early game, it can be quite frustrating because you're dealing with, like, you'll get some power, then you'll lose your power, then you'll have to craft more power, and it kind of gets a little annoying after a while. But you can work through that. It's not that difficult. So while we're in here, we're going to go ahead and set up and craft our new windmills. We're going to craft 2 of them, or wind turbines, I should say. So this will get us a little bit more power. So now we have this right here working. It's not going very quickly because it's a lerma seed, and lerma seeds don't add any value to that. But this will provide 0.15 oxygen per second, which, as you can see in the top right, it's really not going anywhere. So this right here is the screen I want first, which is the terraformation screen, which we need iron and cobalt for. Let's go ahead and grab some iron and cobalt. So this game's fun, and it's not as stressful as you may think. My reasoning for actually enjoying this game significantly is because of the fact that I'm able to just play it and enjoy it. Not necessarily have to go out there and do like a full-on playthrough and have to worry about like fighting a bunch of, enemies and fight and like kind of protect myself and all that stuff. So you see, I randomly got a blueprint unlocked. What that means is I hit a certain level of my terraformation index, or of my oxygen, or of my pressure, or of my heat. Each of those, which once we actually do the blueprint one, you'll see it. Each of those actually has specific things, like blueprints, that will be unlocked after you reach a specific point within each of the areas. Which, like I said, once we get once I build the blueprint screen up, you'll see. And you may be wondering, why don't you pass that storage crate? I'm going to go back to our little pod right here. I'm going to get my oxygen, then I'm going to go over to that storage crate over there and see if there is any goodies in there that may be beneficial for, maybe helpful other than the ones that are in that chest over there. So Yeah, cool. Let's take a gander. So we got a blueprint chip and got a bunch of stuff here, which is pretty helpful. I can't actually deconstruct that just yet because my inventory is full, but that is fine. We'll go back over to our base over here, and I will store these away. There's so much you can do in this game. It's kind of crazy, but it's really an enjoyable game. It's very, very calm. I mean, the first little bit of the game can be kind of stressful because you're running back and forth trying to maintain your oxygen and all that. But once you get to a breathable atmosphere, it becomes a lot more conventional where you can just kind of just play at your own pace. You're not like rushed to do anything. And the only reason I'm rushing right now is because I want to try to get a little bit further in, try to get a little bit more equipment so you guys can actually see the enjoyment of the game. So now space food is a little different than water in this. So for instance, I'll show you this. You can see my water is pretty low. If I right click this, it fills it up all the way. My food, this is food, is a little bit below half. If I do that, it doesn't fill it up all the way, which is fine. Food will become a little bit easier to get in the near future. We just have to kind of, we just got to deal with it for now. And it won't be too difficult to deal with as we move forward, especially once we get the water stuff, like the, trying to think of the best way to phrase that. The stuff that will actually allow us to collect water from the atmosphere, from the environment. So I'm going to start collecting some of the resources over here so I can add the blueprint screen so I can unlock that blueprint that we have in our inventory, and then we will inventory full. Wow, I didn't even realize. Oops. Thought I emptied everything, but I didn't. It's fine. Everything's fine. So yeah. So now we'll do a blueprint screen, which is going to go on this little table right here, and we'll plop that down right there. Once we do this, we hit decode blueprint, and that'll give us a new blueprint. As you can see, microchip T1 mining speed. Not too bad, not too bad. So we'll do this, and then we'll do this right here. And now, as you can see, we are running low on water, which we shouldn't be. Okay, so that right there is a problem. So we'll just hang out in here for a little bit while I go through and see what more I need. Let me see here. What do I need for the energy levels is iron, silicon, magnesium. We have some silicon, magnesium. I don't have any iron, unfortunately. Could deconstruct that, but I don't want to right now. Okay, that's fine. So you can see we are building up on oxygen, and our pressure, our heat is practically at nothing right now, but that is perfectly fine. Blueprints, you can see, this is what I was talking about. So our 162 terraformation, we're at 163 now. Our next unlock is the tier 2 backpack at 300 Ti, and then it just kind of keeps going up. And that's the same thing with oxygen. You have specific things that are unlocked once you hit a certain oxygen level. You have specific things that are unlocked once you hit a certain heat level, as well as a certain pressure level. Now, let's take a look at what we need for this. We need titanium and another magnesium. So let's go ahead and grab that. So titanium, magnesium. I actually do have iron. I had it in there. But I think the tier 2 oxygen tank is actually going to be a little bit more efficient for this. So we're going to go ahead and grab the tier 2 oxygen. And that'll bring us up to 200. Now the energy, I think it was iron, silicon, and magnesium. So we have iron, magnesium, and we don't have any silicon left, which is, again, fine. But these little asteroids that come down and crash into the world there actually drop, or when the asteroids break apart, they drop a decent amount of, like some of them drop decent loot, or decent resources, I should say. But they aren't always great. And there's also ways to get better stuff, i.e. once we get the launch pad, which will come in the future, so don't worry your little heads off. We're going to collect some of this material over here. We don't have, so you'll notice below the T1 heater, it says craft screen progress. We don't have the screen progress unlocked just yet. That will come in due time, so just be patient with that aspect of it. But let's go ahead and head back to our, let's grab this. Oh, no, we can't. Let's go ahead and head back to our base. And of course, we'll continue kind of growing our base out, expanding, and hopefully building enough energy and power and drills and all this other stuff to be able to continue. let's go ahead and grab our energy levels 1, and we will plop this right next to our blueprints. And then now, once we do this, it'll show us what we got, what's consuming, and what's available. So yeah, fun times, right? Cool. So next up is going to be water. So water is crafted from ice. Pretty simple. So that's all that is for that. And then, of course, we need a heater, which the heater, again, is iridium, iron, and silicon. So I'm going to grab some titanium, some iron, and silicon, because we are going to need this for another small little base, because we're going to go, actually, let's see what we need for the microchip, for the torch. Silicon and 2 magnesium. Should have 2 magnesium in here. I do not. Very well then. Let's go ahead and grab 2 magnesium. One more magnesium real quick. And the reason is because this will give us a small little torch that we can use for, well, the convenience of seeing in the dark places, which you'll notice here in a little bit whenever we get over to that little crash zone right there, which is going to be the first crash that we actually go through. But that actually does have a decent amount of resources in it, which will help out significantly. So you can see we have a little bit of, we have a small little torch right there. So we just need 2 titanium, 2 iron, and a silicon, because that's all we need for this. So we need 2 iron. No, we need 3 iron. 3 iron. Boom. Okay. Now let's head to, actually, no, let's go ahead and head over here, and we'll go ahead and plop down our living compartment right outside the door. We might see some chests on the way. We're not going to grab any chests that we do see. We're just going to kind of keep moving. So this is going to be a fun little, calm little playthrough, other than the fact that the beginning I'm going to be speedrunning a little bit to try to get as far as I can, as quickly as I can. Doubt I'll be able to get pretty far early on because of the fact that, oh, you can see some of these, some of the resources right here just floating around. So we'll plop this down right here, and the door is going to go right there, and then that will provide us with some oxygen, and then we'll head into the little wreck. So basically, this is going to be a nice little calm, fun little playthrough that we can do together. Okay, game, come on, work with me. This will allow us to kind of just have something to play where we're not worried about mobs or anything. We're only worried about, well, our energy levels and, oxygen and all that stuff. So there's the iridium we need, which is beneficial. That'll help us with the, well, exactly what we need. Oops. So we do need that. I'm not going to grab the, I'm going to grab that though, because actually I think that one is less. So we'll hold on to that for the time being. And I'm going to actually head back to my little living compartment out here. And then we will head back to our base because we do have our iridium to build our T1 heater. So just bear with me while I do this. I'm actually going to craft a storage container right there. Beautiful. And now we run. I don't need to do that because there's iron right there and right there. And yeah. Yeah, so that's what will happen whenever the little meteors come down. They'll basically just land and the rocks will break apart and resources will come out of the rocks, which is pretty beneficial. So now, those wrecks are really convenient because they actually provide a lot of resources, especially later on in the game whenever you can make certain items to unlock certain areas in the wrecks. It gets pretty crazy. So I don't know how long this series is going to go for. And I don't want you guys to think that just because I'm making a video on the series right now, that the series will continue. I don't have any silicon. That's concerning. The series itself will really play out based upon what you guys think of it. If you guys enjoy it, I will continue doing it. If you guys don't enjoy it, then I won't continue doing it. I don't want to force you guys to watch something you guys may not enjoy. So just let me know down in the comments. Is this something that you guys will enjoy? Is this something that you guys have, played or seen played? Or is this something that you guys would want to see on the channel as we move forward? So yeah, now we have heater, which means if we actually go back over here now, you'll notice our heat beginning to rise. It is rising very slowly. And you also noticed we now have a T2 backpack, which requires iron, silicon, and titanium. Which we have iron and titanium, we just do not have silicon, but this will help us out with collecting more resources. Obviously, backpack means better backpack means better space, bigger space, more space means more resources means, well, more living compartments to build. So we'll kind of keep working that process. So yeah, fun times, right? Hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys do enjoy this. This is definitely going to be something that is absolutely going to take time to kind of get through. Oh yeah, my blueprint that I have decoded. T1 agility boots, which requires 2 aluminum, which I only have 1 right now, which is okay. We're actually going to grab one of these. We're going to come over here and we're going to plop that in there, and that will actually increase, as you can see. Now, instead of just doing plus 0.3 PBQ per second, it increases it by 200%. So our oxygen will go up a little bit faster than everything else. Well, sort of, yeah. It's fine, though. So we'll go ahead and eat that. We'll throw that stuff in there, and we'll grab this out. And we will grab our ice, our 2 ice, actually, and I'm going to turn both of these ice into water. Like I said, this is definitely one of those things that you just have to be mindful of. You have to keep an eye on your food situation. It does take a lot, but it's definitely it's not too crazy. As you continue onwards, as you continue building and continue resource gathering, it becomes a lot easier. Especially once you get to the breathable atmosphere, you don't have to worry so much about building these living compartments, or running from living compartment to living compartment to manage your oxygen levels. And then of course, once you get the higher boots, that helps out significantly as well, because then you're running a lot faster, especially and then once you get the jetpack. Jetpack is a lifesaver. It's a game changer. So and be ready for that. So now we come back over here. We can grab this. We can actually deconstruct this now. And now we can deconstruct this. Now there's another iron. Boom, boom, boom. And then we will just look around a little bit for more crates and see if we can find some more resources to devour. So you notice this right here. This is a T2 heater, and this is going to get us a little bit more resources, which is beneficial. And we, of course, can get a blueprint. Another blueprint. 2 more. Do need you. I'll take you. And then in here we have some more iridium, which we're going to get rid of the iron. We're going to grab the iridium. Oh, not that. We're going to grab the iridium and that. And we're going to get rid of the titanium and grab the fabric. Now we can run back out to our little area out there. Of course, we will come back in due time to collect the rest of those resources. But really, we need the important stuff right now because it's a further distance to the base. So we have a decent amount of material here, and this material will absolutely help as we move forward with the development of more stuff to boost the terraformation index a lot faster. So I know you guys are probably watching this. If you've seen this game played before, you're probably like, yeah, we know this. You don't have to keep talking about it like this. But yeah, I just thoroughly enjoy this game. I thoroughly enjoy playing around and actually doing stuff that is different. I want to be able to help out newer players who may be interested, or players who may not have seen this game, who this may be the first time they're watching it. Yeah, now we can make some T1 agility boots. Now we can move a little bit faster. Vroom. So let's go ahead and create another windmill. And then we'll take a look at our energy. We have 1.45 kilowatts available. You can see the T1 drill uses 50. The heater uses 1. So we could technically make a... yeah, we'll make another heater, or another drill, which we need titanium for, which we got right there. So let's go ahead and make the drill, and we'll plop it over here next to this one. And then our pressure should begin going up a little bit faster, we can see. So another blueprint right there, which reminds me, we do have 2 blueprints we can deconstruct, which we have a compass and T2 agility boots, which I don't think I have the materials to be able to make this yet. Nope, I do not have super alloy just yet, but I will get that probably in this video. We'll see. So I'm going to throw this in here as well. I know I'm not being very organized. Just cut me some slack right now. That will absolutely change as we move forward. But I do want to create a couple more windmills so we can actually build out our energy provider until we get our solar panels. Once we get the solar panels, we can build some of those and tear down the wind turbines. But you can see that increases available kilowatts, which means now we can actually start working towards getting ourselves another T1 heater set up, which we just need one of these. Do this. Boom. Okay. So heat should be going up a little bit better now. So we can come look at our blueprints here. So at 500 PK, we get the T2 veggie tube. At 1.0 PPT, we get the indoor ladder. And then at 1.2 UPA pressure, we get the T2 drill, which will be pretty beneficial. Of course, next thing that we get is the T1 solar panel, which is huge. That's at 1 KTI, which should come up within 400 Ti. Shouldn't be too difficult to get to. We'll just have to keep building some drills, heaters, and T1 veggies, which is iron, ice, and what did I say? Iron, ice, and magnesium. So iron, ice, and magnesium. Let's go ahead and grab another magnesium. So you also remember, if you remember the meteor shower that just happened, that is something that happens randomly. It is an RNG event. It is not timed based upon the what you have going on, like in your world. So don't expect that to like happen at certain intervals. That typically will only happen in specific, like the only time it'll be very specific towards something that you do is when you launch rockets, specific rockets up when you get the launch pad, which again, it's going to be something that you'll get eventually. Just don't stress out if you don't have that sooner rather than later. So let's take a look at our energy. We have 2 kilowatts available, so we can make another heater and drill, because that uses 0.5 and this is 1. We can actually make 2 drills. So let's go ahead and go grab some of those resources. So heater requires iridium, iron, and silicon, and this requires titanium and iron. So we'll go ahead and grab a bunch of titanium and iron because we have some iridium in our storage locker. Beautiful. All right, cool. So this is going to be in the same manner as the Minecraft videos. If you are new to my channel, I have a series of all the mods 8 Minecraft modded Minecraft hardcore series that we have just recently beaten a couple weeks ago. Beaten as in we created the ATM star, just one. I don't know if I'm going to do another one. It's a lot of resources, a lot of time. But we also have our... I'm trying to think of the wording. We also have an All the Mod 9 series going on right now that is a regular Minecraft series. No, it's not hardcore. So definitely a fun time for sure. So we need... Let's make another drill. I don't remember if I said I was going to make 1 or 2 of these. I think I said I can make 2 drills because these are only 0.5, right? Yes. I can make another drill. This will increase the pressure out significantly. And then, of course, you'll see that'll start going up a lot faster here in a little bit. So we do need our iridium, which I have right here. And then now we can make another heater. I'm not too worried about the heat. It's funny because we are using the exact amount that we have available and it still kills our power. That's normal. So let's go grab some iron and create some more solar turbines. Preferably like 3 or 4. But it's nice also because if you lose power, you can still breathe the oxygen conveniently. I think that is beneficial. I feel like that would be very, very bad if you couldn't, because then you would literally have nowhere to go other than your little drop pod. And if that's future situation, that if you don't know, I'm not going to spoil it until it happens. Yeah, that becomes very problematic. So, yeah. So we'll go ahead and go back over here. We'll create 3 more wind turbines. Just creating one alone gets us the power we need. to come back online because it gets us literally 0.1 over. But yeah, now we have the power. This is going up a lot faster, as you can tell. Not a lot faster, but it's going up fast enough, and that'll get us to our T1 solar panels, which is going to generate a significant amount more power than we're creating with our wind turbines. So we will continue. And yeah. So this is definitely a fun little game. If you're unfamiliar with this game, definitely recommend it. You can see the screen progress right here at 2.0 NK heat. So we will absolutely need some more of these heaters to really kind of bump forward. So we need heat to go up a lot faster because this one's at 500 PK, which is the T2 Veggie 2. So we're likely, once we get T1 solar panels here in a second, once it unlocks, you can see right there. When we go back in here, it'll actually show it generates 6.5 seconds. I can show you in here. It generates 6.5 per second of energy, while this only generates 1.2. But this does take more resources: iron, 2 cobalt, and silicon. So let's go ahead and do this: iron, 2 cobalt, and silicon, and then we will go collect more as we move forward. But I'm going to go ahead and actually craft a T1 solar panel and plop this down over here on the ground, right here. And then now what I can do is I can deconstruct this one. I can actually deconstruct more than that one, but we're going to go ahead and grab some more. We need iron, silicon, and cobalt. So we're going to go ahead and just grab more cobalt real quick, as well as some iron. And we could probably go back down there to the other, I'm going to grab some more ice so I can make more water. We could probably go back down there to the other storage locker that I haven't looted just yet. But I'm going to hold off on that until after I craft a couple more of these solar panels. Because we definitely want more power so we can... I didn't necessarily need titanium at the moment, but it is fine. Yeah. Grab the silicon. Grab this silicon. But yeah, so these will pretty much, like I said, be in the same format as my Minecraft videos, where they'll be unedited. If it gets a lot of traction and a lot of people like it, people are watching it and commenting on it and saying they want to see more, then I will, of course, continue to create these, to record these videos in the hopes that we can continue kind of growing as a community, because I don't know, it would just be a lot more enjoyable for me to be able to now, if I go back in here, sorry, I know yeah, you can see I took away those solar panels or those wind turbines, and we still have 12.3. Now we have a inventory full of iron, which is fine. We'll just make sure we have these out. Actually, I need to go ahead and eat and drink. Grab that out and then grab these ice out. But if you guys are enjoying this series, I will continue making these videos. I absolutely enjoy this game, and it is such a calming, nice, relaxing game that I feel as if a lot of you guys may enjoy if you were to play it. And like I mentioned, it is multiplayer, which means that if you guys have some friends who also own this game, you can get on the world together, or a world together, and kind of just go forth and have fun. Like, really, there's really not much else to do in this other than just playing, having fun, enjoying the time with your friends, and just being creative. Because really, I'm not going to say there's a lot of stuff you can do in terms of creating stuff, but like, you can build your base up how you want to build it up with the different compartments you get throughout the game. But yeah, so if this is definitely your cup of tea, I would recommend it. I would absolutely say, if this is something that you're interested in, get it. It's definitely worth it. But if you're not really into survival games, it might be a little more monotonous, because there's not much to do other than just craft and build and basically pay attention to your, like, certain levels. So So yeah, I mean, let me know your guys' opinions so far on this. I know that there's really not much going on other than me running around looking for resources, collecting resources. But I think that this could absolutely be. I think in reality, this could. Oh, it's way down there. I didn't. I ran right by it. I think this could absolutely be an enjoyable series that would be kind of relaxing for everybody to watch, and it could be a longer videos. It could be more enjoyable videos. It doesn't necessarily have to be like 30 minutes. Like, I could do like an hour and a half video on this game and not edit a single part of it and just have fun with it. It's definitely one of those that you can play for hours and not realize you've played for that long, is what I'm trying to say. So let me know. Let me know your guys' opinions on this, because I definitely want to continue playing. We have a blueprint. Sweet. Mining speed number 2. We will use here in a moment. We got some super alloy. That is actually very beneficial. That's very, very beneficial. So super alloy will help us significantly in the future. It will definitely become a much needed resource that will be very, very important late game. So let's go ahead and throw some more drills down. We still only have the tier 1 drill, which is titanium and iron. So let's go ahead and grab 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can do... We don't have 6 titanium, but we can go grab some more titanium. It's not a problem. And basically, once we build out the... or once we unlock and then start building out the tier 2 drills, we'll do the same thing that we did with the wind turbines. And then same with the tier 2 solar panels. Once we build out the tier 2 solar panels, we'll do the same thing with the tier 1 solar panels, where we basically dismantle it and get the resources back. Because reality, while having wind turbines here will be beneficial, it's just, it takes up space, and it absolutely does not look that, it looks horrendous. So we will likely, I don't know if we'll run out of power. Oh, that was the laser. I was so confused. So the lasers make like meteorite noises too. So, so our energy is still 9.3. Very nice. So you can see our pressure's going up a lot faster than it was. Heat's going up pretty good. Oxygen's somewhat going up. But I did see that we unlocked this, the V2 Veggie 2, which is iron, 2 ice, magnesium, and silicon. So let's grab us some iron. Don't have any ice, but I think I said silicon and magnesium. So let's do magnesium and then silicon, and then we'll go out here and grab 2 ice real quick. And then actually let's grab 4 ice and try to find another piece of silicon. I don't know. I think I have silicon in there. Maybe you grab the magnesium and silicon while I'm out here. The reason for this is because I want to be able... This isn't good. This is going to hurt. Whew, we're good. Okay. So yes, meteors can hurt you and they can kill you. So just be mindful. So we're going to plop these guys. Plop this one right here. And we're going to come back over here and plop that in there. I don't have any more ice, or I do, but I don't have any more silicon on me. But I do now. Beautiful. Now that should increase the oxygen flow. Yep, oxygen is going up a lot quicker. Cool. All right. I did not mean to deconstruct that. That's another thing that you do have to worry about. Oh, God. Okay. Another thing you do have to worry about is your building. You can accidentally deconstruct something without meaning to. But yeah, so you can see right here, we're actually getting pretty close to our tier 3 backpack, which is pretty good. Our oxygen, we're moving up. Our heat, we're kind of steady. I probably should make some more T1 heaters, which require silicon and iridium, which I do have. Thankfully, I have both of those. I don't know if I have the power for this, though. That's a problem. I hate whenever it does that. It shakes the screen like that, but it's okay. Cool. So, yeah. So that was another meteor shower. You can see it's hit or miss. Heat's going up, still pretty slow, but we have tier 3 backpack. Let's see what it requires. Aluminum, aluminum, titanium, silicon. Aluminum, aluminum. Need titanium and silicon. Okay, that's fine. We can go grab some. Indoor ladder will be useful. Magnesium, ice, titanium. Got some silicon somewhere, don't I? Sheesh. How am I slowly running out of silicon? Huh. Interesting. This is iron. Let's see. Silicon. I don't know why that was so difficult to find. Let's go ahead and make our tier 3 backpack now. Increase our space a little bit. Then we'll continue working on creating more drills and more of the other stuff that we need. So let's craft. You can see it did increase it a little bit. Not much, but it did increase it a little bit. So let's create another water bottle. And then let's eat some food. And then now let's put all this stuff away. Beautiful. Okay, so what's the next step? Creating more heat. T2 drill. Okay, T2 drill. That is good. T2 drill requires iron and 2 titanium. So we have plenty of iron so far. So I could make, let's see, that's 4, so I'll need 8. So if we look, the T1 drill generates a 0.2 per second pressure while the T2 drill does 1.5. Energy is a lot higher than it takes. And it also, as you can see, does heat for the T2. We have a decent amount of power, so we do need to make more solar panels as well. So we're going to need more iron and cobalt and silicon. So let's go back down into our little gorge over here. We got some silicon and titanium over here that we can grab. But pretty much the gist of it is collecting materials, being mindful of your resource, your gauges at the bottom left. Silicon, iron. We don't really need that right now. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Actually, iron, silicon right here. Magnesium, don't really need that. Silicon. Titanium is beneficial to have because we're going to need it. Titanium. Titanium. Oops. Started moving too soon. Grab that anyway. Titanium. Titanium. Iron, iron, iron. Titanium. Iron. I don't know why I don't have that much silicon over here, but we're going to go ahead and go back. So we have T2 heaters. We could, in theory, start actually tearing down the tier 1 heaters and start building the T2 heaters. They'll be a lot better with power or with heat consumption, but we also, just because we can do that, we'll need a lot more solar panels. So tier 2, you need 2 iridium, silicon, titanium, iron, and aluminum, while this only needed 1 iridium, iron, and silicon. So we could go ahead and make a couple of those, but we'll absolutely need these guys, more solar panels, which generate 6.5 energy per second. Plop that right there. So let's go grab cobalt. Cobalt. Okay, cool. So that should get us a little bit, right? 19.5. So we could probably make 2 of these. 1, 2. And we can deconstruct these. I don't have enough space for that, but we could, in theory, craft not one of those. There's T2 drill right there. This might knock our power down. No, it won't. And then one more. That knocked our power down. Sweet. It's fine. Everything's fine. See, we're producing 0.5 or consuming 0.5 more than we're producing, which is okay because we have some more cobalt in here. Put those away. We'll grab one more cobalt, and now we can craft another solar panel. But this is pretty much the gist of what you got to do early game. Once you start getting more and more stuff, that becomes a lot easier to manage. But how many did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We made 5 of those. We had a couple of these, but the 5 of these do a lot more, or 5 of these do a lot more than 6 of these. So now we're going to start worrying about the heat aspect, which means we need 2 iridium, aluminum, which I don't know if I have any more. I have 1 more aluminum, and that will get us. I'll actually keep all that stuff in here until we get more aluminum, and that's when I will craft more of the other stuff. Sweet. Okay. Cool. So, next things next. So let's take a look at our blueprint situation. So heat's going up, terraformation's going up. We're 11 and a half KTI away from being able to get our tier 2 solar panel, which is going to be beneficial. We are just under 2.5. We're about 2.35 away from getting our T3 oxygen tank. We are 0.7 away, 0.6 away from getting our progression screen of heat. And then, of course, the pressure, we don't really get anything beneficial until we get our communication antenna at 4, because the living compartment glass, I don't really consider that to be like a major thing. So let's go ahead and do this now, where we go back out here and we're going to collect some more cobalt so we can go on a little bit more of an adventure over into that little section over there where all the iridium is. And then we will come back over here and begin kind of expanding out our base, building a couple more living compartments, and pretty much just moving our storage into more confined and more open storage space that allows us to better access and organize our storage. This will be very beneficial, especially once we move into doing a little bit more with with lockers, and then our tier 2 lockers whenever we get to that point. But we will work around what we can right now. Like I said before, this is absolutely going to take a significant amount of time because this is something that is not necessarily a quick progression game. But the reason I'm grabbing cobalt here, actually, yeah, you can see the reason I'm grabbing cobalt is so I can do this and create oxygen canisters or capsules. I'm going to create 2. I'm going to keep 2 of those, keep 2 of these. And I'm actually going to do something else, actually. I'm going to go to that wreck over there, which means we're going to need to find some more silicon. We just got the progression screen, so let's make that real quick before we go. We need silicon and magnesium, actually. Let me see if I can find any silicon over here. Silicon is kind of my enemy right now because it just appears that it doesn't want to be a resource available for me, which is fine. I will make things happen. See, we got some silicon right here, magnesium, silicon. Yeah, we'll find plenty of silicon, like, as we continue the exploring places. I'm not too worried about it, really. It's just kind of annoying early game whenever you can't find exactly what you need. But let's go craft our progression screen so we can see our progression a little bit better, because I don't know, I just like to. It shows like the current stage we're at and how close we are to the next stage of the terraformation process. So, and also you'll notice my water is pretty low, so I will need to drink some water here in a second. So let's go ahead and do that. Drink. You can see it goes completely full, which is great. So let's see, where's it at? Progression. So we need cobalt, which we have one in here somewhere, right? Yep. Boom. Progression screen. We're going to throw the progression screen right here. You can see we are barren right now. We're 5.8% into blue sky, which means once we hit 175,000 Ti or 175 KTI, we'll have blue sky. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. That just means we're in the next stage. And then once we hit this stage, the blue sky will move right there, and then it will start a new percentage with another beautiful item right there. So now we have enough to craft our living compartment, and we actually have more than we need. So we're going to go ahead and do this right here. And I'm going to plop these in here and make sure I can craft both of these. So we need 3 iron, 2 titanium, and silicon. So 3, 2, 1. 3 iron, so I need 1 more iron. Beautiful. We're getting a lot of we just got a couple unlocks, but I'm not worried about it. Okay. We're gonna head over here, over yonder, to this wreck up here, because I want to check in this wreck, because there might be a couple more items that might be beneficial for our future, which actually I'm going to... Oh, it's silicon. Great. I thought that was iron. Ooh, okay. More silicon. I'll leave that there. I need to grab some more iron so I can make a chest when I get up there. And you'll understand why, because we need to be able to drop our inventory into a storage locker. But yeah. But this game absolutely gets crazy once you kind of get further into it. Like once you actually hit like fauna and breathable oxygen, it's insane. There's a lot that comes. If you've never actually played or seen anybody play this game, again, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. And I genuinely hope that if you're watching this, you're kind of getting an idea of what this game is about. And I will check that here in a second. I'm going to go up here and throw down my living compartment so I can breathe, and then I will come back down here and check that chest out. Important. But there's a reason why I'll put it up here too. And there's also another thing you guys can do if you're running from one place to another, and you have enough materials to make your living compartment. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I don't like the fact that it does that. But basically, you can actually craft your living compartment and then deconstruct it to pick the exact ingredients back up. So you're not like overburdening you're not losing any ingredients by crafting it. You still get the stuff. So yeah. Let's see what we got in here. Beautiful. This is exactly why you bring iron, so you can craft a storage crate, or you can get iron from the storage crate that you dismantle. Do. Okay. So now we craft a storage locker right here, and then we can just put all these in here, and then put that in there as well. Actually, I need to eat that anyway. So yeah, here we go. And now we're going to go in here. Beautiful. I'm not going to pick up the seeds just yet because they don't really do anything for me. So I don't have a food grower, and they're just wasting space, unfortunately. And I'm not going to pick up all of the chests because I know I will forget that I looted that one later on. I know I will, but it's fine. Ooh. Let's go back out to our living compartment out here, and we will plop another chest down, storage crate down, and then we'll put this stuff away. But we did get some uranium, which is going to be useful, but it's definitely not a resource that we will be able to use right now. So, oops. Yeah, so uranium is a really great, useful resource. It is absolutely going to take time to get to that point of being able to utilize it. So, yeah. Already went that way. Okay. Let's go this way. Some more uranium, some more water. We got a tier 3 oxygen tank. That is good. Go ahead and dismantle these, deconstruct these, and then we will go back. Actually, I think I should have enough space to, yeah, I do. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our living compartment. Craft another storage crate, and then we'll drop the rest of the stuff in there. This is one of the things that that early game is kind of tough because you're filling your inventory up, then having to go back to drop all your stuff off just to go back to where you were to collect more stuff. But yeah, so I can do that, and then that, and then we'll of course go through each of those, find the important things that we can take back right now, and then come back for stuff later on. It's gonna be there regardless, however long it takes. But yeah, so then we can do that. Do that, and then that. We'll go ahead and grab this message. I will read that message here in a second. We'll come back to that because there is super alloy in there. There's a lot of resources. These wreck site crash sites have a lot of resources. Even if it's early game resources, they have a lot of resources that are beneficial and that are convenient to use and that you will use. So don't leave anything behind. Honestly, I absolutely would recommend, as you collect resources, collect what you can, and then kind of go from there and see what works and what doesn't work. So let's go ahead and craft another one of these. We'll plop that right there. So now we have T2 solar panels. You can see that is beneficial for us. We can drink that water. Clear out that spot. I think we have another water in there. If not, we can make do. But let's go back in here. There is another chest that I want to loot right in here. Right here has some super alloy, and then we can of course deconstruct it. So this right here is going to be useful in the future. We're not worried about it right now. Again, I did check that. I grabbed that. We'll grab it. Well, actually, I'm going to leave the eggplant seeds in here for the time being, and I will come back for them later. Because as of right now, they really have no use. While they are useful, I have other storage requirements right now. So I think that's pretty much everything. I don't have a tier 2 just yet. So let's head back to our... Yeah. Let's head back to our... living compartment, and we will empty out our inventory and then see what we got. So let's take a gander. Okay, so obviously the iridium and the blueprint chips and the super alloy are coming with us. Yeah, so let's grab uranium, iridium, uranium, blueprint chip, the iridium, blueprint chip, aluminum, and that should be good for now. And I can come back for the rest later. Again, that stuff will still be there. It's not that big of a deal if I leave some of it there. Y'all want to have a conversation? That's a little nerve-wracking, don't you think? So I kind of, like, if I was editing my videos, I would probably do a meteor drop count or a meteor shower count. Because it can get ridiculous. And this is like, these are calm ones compared to some of the other ones I've seen. There's one that drops super alloy that is insane, to say the least. Oh wait, I have another one of those. Let's we can grab the cobalt. Let's make sure I'm glad I came back. I need the iridium for tier 2. heaters, because the tier 2 heaters requires, I think, 2 per. Yeah, 2 per. Tier 2 solar panels requires aluminum and cobalt. Tier 2 heaters require aluminum and iridium and all that other stuff. It's just, there's going to be a lot. So it's not done yet. I thought it was done. It's fine. Everything's fine. Where are you going? Good thing they don't change trajectory, right? Boom. Okay. Because that would be really annoying if I'm sitting here running and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do a complete 180. Drop right on top of you. But yeah, so this is the Planet Crafter. It's a very, very calm, for the most part, game. After a meteor shower just almost struck me down. It's a very calm game. Very enjoyable, very relaxing for the most part. It can definitely be a little overwhelming, a little underwhelming at times. But there is a story to it too, which we will work through over the course of, if you guys enjoy. If you guys want this series, if you guys don't want this series, I won't put more videos of this out. This is specifically just to gauge your guys' interest. If it's going to be beneficial for me to record this, or if I were to record something else. Genuinely, I would much rather record something that you guys honestly want to watch. So let's deconstruct these. We got a recycling machine, tier 3 mining speed, living compartment corner, and big living compartment, which big living compartment is huge. Not really. It's a 2x2. It's pretty nice. Okay. So drop the fabric off in there. We will organize that. Organize that. That's not really anything. Okay. What? How is this fair? How is this fair? I'm not going to be able to get anything done. Okay, you know what? In the meantime, we're going to craft another. Oh, excuse me. We're going to craft another one of these. And we're going to create a couple more storage crates. We're actually going to do it this way, though, so I can... until we get lockers, of course. Once we get lockers, it's going to be really beneficial. And this is... I'm going to go ahead and actually start organizing while we're waiting for this to be done with, because this is ridiculous. If you've played this game, have you guys had it this bad? Because that was bad. I've never actually had it where it's like that close together like that. That's ridiculous. Like I don't get it. Maybe it really just wants me to have resources. I don't know. Okay, cool. Gotta wait for it to stop shaking my screen. There we go. Cool. Okay, cool. Now, obviously, I can't name it when it's like this, but I can just do this number. So we'll do iridium. Oops, not this. Iridium in here. Uranium in here. Now, this is going to upset some people that I'm doing it this way. And I'm doing it this way because it's going to upset some people. If you're unaware of what I'm doing, I am not alphabetizing this at all. Because I have a friend who, if I don't alphabetize my storage, she loses her mind. And it's wonderful. I'm such a nice guy, aren't I? 100%. I'm going to get yelled at. It's fine. Everything's fine. Cool. So, pretty much, yeah, I think I'm pretty good here. I think this is, I think this is definitely something that is going to, it's going to take some time to get through. So just be mindful. This game is absolutely going to be one of those types of games that you just have to play through if you're wanting, like if you have the time and you're willing to completely put aside your responsibilities. This is absolutely a game that you should play because it is absolutely a game that is enjoyable, and you pretty much won't have a life for a while if you play this game. So just be mindful of that. Cool. So I think we are good. I'm going to go ahead and eat and make some more water so I can drink, and then we're going to save and then pretty much close off this video. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I know that this was a doozy. This was absolutely a slow one. I'm genuinely excited to see what more we can do here if this is something you guys want to see. Now, of course, I'm going to need to build more on top of this because I do not like, I just realized what I did, and I'm disappointed in myself. So give me a second. Yeah, you wouldn't have to just skulk around like that through all your compartments if you alphabetized it. Yeah, why? It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So yeah, don't ask questions. I did that for a reason. But with that being said, thank you guys so very much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. This is the start of something new, and it is absolutely going to be a wonderful adventure, and I'm very excited to see where we go from here. I hope you guys enjoy. I genuinely hope you guys enjoy. If this is something you guys as a community want to continue to watch, please let me know. I am absolutely willing to move forward with this series and make it a long factor series because it's genuinely the idea, the plan, the goal. It's going to be something for fun. And I just hope that you guys do enjoy it enough for us to continue making more on it. So as you can see, we're working towards the blue skies. In the next video, hopefully we can get up to 50% up to blue skies. So yeah. So again, thank you guys so very much. Again, leave your comments down below if you enjoy this. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not already. If I get a lot of enjoyment, or if I'm noticing a lot of you guys do enjoy this series, I will absolutely continue making videos on the Planet Crafter. So with all that said, thank you guys again so very much. I truly do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.